Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss one very important topic, that is list in Python programming. So this concept is very much applicable in Python programming environment, and almost all programming almost all problem that is solved in Python, these lists are necessary. We use list frequently and extensively while doing Python programming. Okay, so first let us see what list is. List is one of the most versatile data types in Python. Why it is versatile? Because it can do in many operations. We lists can be accommodated. Okay, that's why this is versatile data types, or you can call it data structure, and it is used almost all programming projects. Okay, so each list items are separated by comma. That means list are nothing but it is like a container. So each list items will be separated by comma, and whole collection of elements can be done with square bracket. Okay, so the list can be defined with square brackets, and inside those square brackets, on pair of square brackets, inside the pair of square bracket we will be inserting elements. Also items inside list could be different types, so that is another advantage. It is not necessarily that you should be only integer or only strings. It is a combinations of anything. Okay, so we are going to see first how to define a list, or you can call it declare a list. How to create a list? So this is how you should create a list. Okay, this is, let us say, so these are the bracket, one pair of brackets, one pair of brackets. It can be anything. The name of the list can be anything. I have named it over list 1, and my list, anything, any name you want, you can give it as a list name. So this is how we should first create a list. Okay, inside this list we can write the elements separated by comma. Now let us see how to do that. So here you can see that I have created a list which named as list, and inside this list container I have 3 elements which are strings, rice, wheat and barley. So these 3 elements are separated by commas. Okay, and finally I'm printing the list over here. Okay, so if you run this program, you will get the output rice, wheat and barley. Okay, in fact we can, instead of giving double quote, we can also give single quote. That is not a problem if it is a string. So similar output you will get. So doesn't matter if you give double quote or single quote. If it is a string, if the elements are string, you will get the output, and then finally you can print the list. Let us take another example by writing this writing this list, which is list course, where we have these 4 things which are nothing but subjects: Python, C, C++ and Ruby. So this is the output we got. So you can see that how to create a list and how to print it. Okay, so remember that every item will be separated by comma. Okay, if it is string, you have to put quotation, single quotation or double quotation, whatever you want. Okay, next we are going to see how to access the list items. So how to access the list item? So we can access list item either by indexing or by slicing. Okay, slicing concept or by indexing concept. So this is our new list, let us say, which is having 1 2 3 4 5 6 integer element, and we're going to access the index 3. That means you know that in Python list, in Python and all the data structure, linear data structure, in that list, sets or dictionary, index starts from 0. So 0 1 2 3, this is the third position. So by printing this thing we can print the 7. Okay, so you see 7 has been displayed. And also if you want to print a sequence of numbers, that also can be accomplished by having the slicing concept. This is the slicing concept. So from third location to fifth location, that means so 7 and 8 only has been printed. Okay, so in this case, using slicing concept also you can accomplish you can access the element inside the list. Only thing is that when you use the slicing concept, then the last index, that is fifth, that element won't be printed. That fifth index element won't be printed. So you have started from 3, so 7 will be printed and 8 will be printed, but fifth index value won't be printed, so it will be 7 and 8. So there it is, 7 and 8 has been displayed. Okay, so this is these are the two ways that you can access the values or the elements inside the list. Okay, next we are going to see how to access the element in a list. How to access the element in a list using a negative index. Okay, using negative index. So you remember the last value of the list is always its index is also represented in terms of -1. So here from -1 to -3 the elements are displayed. So first let us run it. So here it says 8 and 7. So that means this 8 and 7, that means this is the minus, so this is -1, -2, and this is -3. So -3 to -1 it is going. Obviously -1 positions will be ignored, only 7 and 8 will be displayed. So this is a similar way just now whatever you have done. This is just a similar thing, only thing is that we are representing it in terms of negative index. So this one is a -1, this is -2, 9 is -1, 8 is -2, and 7 is -3. So -3 -2, these two elements will be displayed. We have to be cautious that this ninth element, there is a -1 index, won't be displayed, that will be ignored. Okay, next we are and also you can print the last index using -1. If you only write -1, then without the use of slicing, then the last index will be displayed. Let us run it. The ninth index, in this case 9 will be displayed. Okay, but when you put this -1 in slicing or slicing in slice, then it is going to ignore the -1 position. That just we have seen here 7 and 8 has been displayed, not 9, because 9 index is -1. In this case it will ignore, but if you only print the -1, then it will print the last index by default. Okay, so these are some interesting observations. So how to update elements in a list. So updating element in a list is also interesting. So let us say this is our list which is having 6 elements, and at position 3, that means 0 1 2 3, here I am going to update the list with 233. Okay, so whether it will update, so you see that 4 has been actually chopped out, it has been deleted. Instead this 233 has been inserted. Okay, so this is interesting, and So that means what? That means the element inside the list is mutable. That means it is changeable. There are some data structures in Python, of course, which are not mutable. That means you cannot change anything once that data structure is defined or declared. You cannot change further. But in case of list, it is not that. List is flexible data structure. We have changed this 4 to 233. Okay, so this is an interesting observation. How to insert an element in a list. So this is also kind of insertion. This update is also kind of insertion, but here the element we are losing 4. But if we want to update, if you want to insert the element using insert function, then how things will be shaped up. Okay, so let's say the insert method insert an item at the specified index. So here we have, this is the list, and we are going to insert 1 2 4 3 4 5 6. Okay, so here insert element at 2 4 means at position 2 0 1 2, at position 2 we have to insert 4. That means this is 0th position, this is first position, this is second position. I have inserted 4, but by this process we haven't lost 3 4 5 6. The remaining elements are as it is intact. Only thing is that at position 2 we have inserted 4. So this is interesting. Okay, so this is called insert method. But in case of update method, we are losing the value. We are updating a particular index, and that value will be overwritten by your value. Next, this is how we should delete any element in a list. Here you can see that at position 4 we are going to delete it using this del keyword, which is actually a function. So this is a function, del function. Only thing is that you have to pass the index, or you have to give the index, not pass. You have to give the index, list index, which element you want to get deleted. Okay, so this is 0th index, 0 1 2 3 4. So hopefully this fourth index, that means 5 has to be deleted by this process. So if you run it, this is how it is, and then you finally print it. So you see 5 has been deleted, right? So 0 1 2 3 4, this 5 has been deleted because after 9 8 7 we have 6 and we have directly 4. 5 has been deleted from the list. So this del function is applicable over here, and by using del functions you can delete. There are other means by which you can delete elements. Okay, next we are going to see the append method. So here you can see that we have declared or created a new list of different fruits, and then we are going to append watermelon. So if it happens, normally append method, what it does, it appends the element without distorting the existing strings here, obviously. The orange, grapefruit, another, and the end we have this watermelon. That means append method normally adds the element at the end. You remember that. Okay, append is a function. It helps us to append the elements. Here I'm going to append one string, which is nothing but watermelon. That will be inserted at the end of the list. That is one catch in case of append method. Next, we are going to see how to insert a specific element using insert method. Okay, so here to insert a list item at specified index, we can also use insert method. So at position 1 I want that apple has to be inserted. This is the insert method that is very well applicable to list. Only thing is that you have to write the new list dot insert, and you have to give the position and then the element that you want to insert. Okay, so if you run it, you'll see the new list, which is the new list. This is the new list. Here apple has been inserted at first position. This is 0th position. So 0th position orange was there, and earlier in the second position, the first position we have grapefruits, but now in the first position we have apple. So this is also this the insertion method also is handy for inserting element inside a list. So append is another method by which we can add elements from the other list to the current list. Okay, so let us say this is our list, and we have added apple over here. It's not necessary. So let us say this is our new list, and in this new list we have these 4 fruits, 4 elements, and then we are creating here another new list 1, where we have this banana. Now we are using an extend method, and we are passing the new list banana, and finally when we print this new list, it will be printing the list where this banana will be added. Okay, so you see banana has been added. So this is interesting. This method is called extend method. The extend method can be used to add elements from other list to the current list. Okay, so we have already seen the delete function, how to delete an element. Similarly, we can remove element from the list using remove function. Earlier we have used del function. So there is another function called remove function, which removes the element from the list. So let us say we have this new list, and we are going to delete orange. So first here we can print it. Let us first be sure that list is getting printed. So here the list has been printed. Now in the new list we are going to remove orange. Okay, so let's see if it, so earlier it has lines, now it has removed orange. Okay, so it has deleted orange. So this process removes the element that you specify. So this process removes the element that you specify. So if I write here grapefruits over here, this should also remove grapefruits from the from the list. So you see grapefruits have been deleted here. Okay, so anything you write over here, that will be removed. So remove function is also a handy function by which you can delete element from the list. Earlier you have seen the delete function, del function, that is also a function which deletes the element from the list. Next we are going to see another interesting function. Which is pop function. So this pop function also pop the element, or that means delete the element from the list. So let us say these are our list. So in this list, if we run it, it will delete the first position element, that means grapefruits. Okay, so this is 0th one, this is first position, this is second position, this is lines is the third position. So if you give here 0, it should be deleting the first one, that is orange. So you see orange has been deleted, right? Orange has been deleted. So by this process you can, so pop, delete and remove, these are the 3 functions we have seen until now. We can delete. If you use pop function without giving any index, then by default it deletes the last item. That is interesting. So it won't be deleting first item or second item or third item. In fact, it deletes the last item. So here you are not putting any index. If you run it, so lines must be deleted, right? So orange, grapefruits and mandarins have been printed. only thing is that lines has been deleted from the list. So this is also another function. So pop, remove and delete these three functions we have seen. Next we are going to see if we want to delete complete list. In that case what we should do, so just that you have to write del new list and then you can print the list here. So here you have 1 2 3 4 4 elements, and here we are deleting the elements completely. So if you run this, then it should, so you see new list no longer defined. That means you have deleted the list. Okay, so by this process, del function with specific index we have seen earlier. Now if you put del and then new list, the list name, then it will delete the complete list. The list no longer will be existent. Okay, now if you want to clear the list, similarly if you want to clear the list, then dot clear, and then you can if you try to print it, similar type of output you will get. In this case it will be deleted, the element will be cleared from the list but definition will remain. But in case of earlier case, when you use the del function or remove function, the list itself has been completely deleted. But in this case list is existing, but in the list there is no element. Okay, so next you are going to see three major operations which can be performed on a list. One is finding the length, another one is concatenation, and third one is repetition. Okay, so first you are going to see the how to find the length of the list. So length of the list can be found out by using the length function. It will simply print the length of the list. In this case the length is 3, and then second one we have is concatenation, how to concatenate two lists. So here you have we have added two lists, and then we are going to print this list. So here you see it has been concatenated. First list is having 3 2 4, second list is having 4 8 5 10. By this process you can concatenate it, and the third one is repetition. So this is the list you have which has only one element, which is programming circle. If you multiply it by 4, it will be repeated 4 times, and you can print it. You see programming circle has been printed 4 times. So these are the three basic operations that can be performed on a list, which are nothing but length, concatenation and repetition. So now you can use the list constructor. Okay, so this is a list constructor. It is also possible to use the list constructor when creating a new list. So here this list itself is there, right? This function is available. So if you write inside of this list, within this double round brackets, Ramsam John, and then if you print it, then it will print as a list. So this can be achieved by using list constructor. That means the list function is already existed. So you see the output will be in terms of list. Next we are going to see how whether the duplicates are allowed in a list or not. So in list duplicates are allowed actually. So here this one, in list duplicates are allowed. Okay, so here we can put John. So 2 times we have put John, so it won't give any error. And then you can finally print this using course. So Ram, Sam, John, 2 times John has been printed. That means duplicates are very well allowed in list. Whereas in set, which we'll see in next lecture, set the duplicates are not allowed. Okay, so let's see. First we have defined a list, and then in this loop this y will print whether it is able to print all the elements or not. So Ram, Sham, John and Madhu, these 4 strings have been printed line wise, okay, line by line wise. So this can be achieved using loop. Only thing is that don't forget to put this colon, and this is the variable. Through this variable y we are printing these 4 elements. Okay, next we are going to see, so using indices we can traverse the list as well. So these also can be accomplished using for loop or any loop in fact. So this is the course list we have, and here we are printing that using the j variable. J variable is going until the length of the course, which is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 elements are there. It will go up to 5. Index will start from 0 as well, and everything it will be printed. You see all elements have been printed. So this is how we can traverse the list using indices. Append function. So next we are going to see using a new list, append function and loop to create a suitable iteration so that it can perform a bit of searching and append that searched item to the new list. So here we are going to search Python in Python from this list, and if Python is being found out, then we will insert that Python to another list, which is new course. So in this process we are using append function. Okay, so this is one example that help us to understand how loop works inside, how to access element using loops, and whether it can perform a searching operation or not inside the list. So if you run it, it will give us Python. So we are appending here the Python that has been searched in a new course. Okay, so new course is the new list. Next we are going to sort the list. Okay. So let us say this is the list we have defined, and we are going to sort it. So by default it sort in ascending order of the alphabet. Now if you want that the sorting algorithm should perform in reverse order, then you have to just write reverse equal to true inside the sort function. So this will print the element in reverse order. Here these all strings are getting printed using reverse order in alphabetical way. Okay, alphabetical order. Next we are going to see, so let's say we are going to check Python. Inside this list, and if it is there, this Python, so Python is present in the course list. Okay, this is one way of checking using if statement and if function. If it is present, then it will print it. We already have seen how to add to list. So but just a repetition. Let's say R programming. Now This is course 1. Let's say in course 2. Simply adding this course 1 and course 2. Course plus course 1. And you are printing it, and then we are going to print it course 2. It should print both the courses, Python, C, Java, C++, R programming. So these already I have shown you, but I have shown you in a different way. So this is nothing but concatenation, right? You have enjoyed. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, and please subscribe to my channel so that I can put more quality videos in coming times. Thanks for watching.